Hello everyone, you know the museum and paper of the Origami King, if you're presenting in spoiler alert, it's just spoiler alert, not spoiler alert for six, but anyway, you know the museum and Paper Mario the Origami King, right? And you know, if you go into the white warp wormhole, the white wormhole in the museum, you appear out of the white wormhole into a room with coloured wormholes. Okay, it's white warp pipe, so I wanted it to alliterate. But anyway, you know that these wormholes are fast travels to your worlds. You know where you delete the streamers and all of that. Because there are 6-7 worlds because some people have done it, so I might as well jump in a little and include one other thing. So we're ranking the worlds today. And I'm going to have fun. And no arguing, these are my opinions. No, don't even argue with me in the comments. No. And if you even try arguing, and if you say, oh, correct, change your ranking, and if there are any black men involved, you can do your own personal opinions from both rankings, but no trying to argue for me in a way for me to change the ranking. Or like trying to, hey, come on, you should change the ranking. Blah, blah. Well, what I mean is, you can leave your own opinions in the comments, but don't like argue or anything like that or roast me in the comments. That's what I'm trying to say. Because these are my opinions. And also, I do not want to see a single swear word when I look in those comments. Yes, because I always read the comments. Anyway, let's go and see. Well, number 7. This world actually at first would have had potential for me because, I have to add my own because I've ignored other people's when they've done spoiler alert, so sorry about that, about games, so, yeah. But I did not like the concept of the world because it was a little upsetting for me. So that's why the worst world is, without a doubt, World 3, Scorching Sandpaper Desert, Sweet Paper Valley, Breezy Tunnel, Scorching Sandpaper Miner, Scorching the Sandpaper East, Shroom City, Sniff, whatever, The reason I'm putting that bad is because, first of all, which I'm probably not going to be able to do, playing the game a second time, because I can't possibly see how to get another save file, because then I hear from someone else, which I actually agree with, that if you play this game multiple times, you know where all the puzzles are for like the tower puzzle, and then you know exactly where they are, which is a bit annoying. But I take this extra personally. Oh, hating this because the reason I remember how I said it was upsetting. That's because, well, at this point we have a companion, which is a Bob-omb, and also, before we even have to get to start the world, what happens is King Wally just appears out of nowhere, calls a boulder, and hits our other partner, which I did not like. We could have, I literally did not like it. And then we had to go on like half of like another world, I could say like world. I'm not going to spoil it. And you had to go on the Princess Peach boat in order and solve and fight one of the World 3 fighter mini boss, which I'm going to count as a World 3 boss, as we would have already beaten World 2 and defeated the other thingy, the other streamer. But anyway, and we had to do a sidetrack meeting, and I like it. Well, I do not like that sidetrack, and I do not like that Bob-omb had to literally blow up, and I do not like Olivia having to waste more time. Yeah, I get it, sure. And if you don't get the thingy from the other world, like the Goomba mask from the other world, we probably would not have a fun time. And I luckily did. But the only reason is you actually had to get Olivia, and you wouldn't have had any other choice because you couldn't exit out of Breezy Tunnel. But anyway, yeah. But also the worst Also, another problem is outside, like, it's just one long, big piece of world. Yeah. Yeah, it's just one big world in one place. It's just open worlded. And yeah, sure, I do like I get the game is like one open world game, but which makes this world very annoying is that you don't know where we're around and it's easy to get lost. And I have gotten lost lots of times, and I haven't. And the map was not the most helpful for me because the map system in that game compared to like Animal Crossing, maybe, I don't know. The map system is a little better because I'm not sure if the map system could have helped that much, because if I wanted to like get out of the desert and to get some stuff, I had to try and find the number 3 warp pipe. You know that little warp pipe over there. But there was the tower puzzle, which I liked. There are a couple positives, but not enough to save it from being the worst world. You know, there is one thing. There's one thing about a world. If there was only one, if there's even one bit could have dragged the world down that thing, and if it wouldn't let you play and live your life like in the game, and it wouldn't stop telling you what to do some of the times, because there's one part in number 6, World 1, that really spoiled it a bit. It's because there's way too much tutorial, and I did not really like it because there's a boss fight that has tutorial. There's even the colored pencils screamer fight. There was a tutorial. Oh yeah, because I placed this world lower because it did have an annoying concept for a boss. But the boss concept is annoying, but if there wasn't too many elements of tutorial, and also to back up this evidence a little more, with something completely unrelated, because sure, the next thing might have a little more tutorial, but what's even worse is probably having to find the shell stones, which were so annoyingly placed, and I did not know where they were at the time. And I did not like the Earth Elemental Temple that much. And also Picnic Road was just... I do not know why it existed. And it's also hard because if you forget where the number 1 warp pipe is, like the warp pipe that takes you to that museum, you see, it gets even annoying. It's our word, but I don't know. But it's harder, but it's not as bad because it's not as easy to get lost here. Unlike in that other world, you can't really get lost here because it's linear and not open-worlded. But if you forget, because even on my attempt, I forgot where the temple was, and I had to and I was searching around until I found a pipe that led there. Because yeah, I do not like getting lost that much. So that's why I did not have a lot of fun here. Some people considered this a world, and it might have more tutorial, but I enjoyed it more as it wasn't too of a long thing, but it was more cutscenes and tutorials most of the time. This is World 0, or the prologue, Whispering Woods, whatever you want to call it. This doesn't have a warp pipe zone, but you don't have to go here for that long, honestly, because I only went here, I think, only the one time and never came back again. Yeah, seriously, this world is not good. Because unlike here, there was at least one positive here, which was the boss fight and the tower, the overlooked tower area, and I did like it, and I did like how the elevator came back here. But in Whispering Woods, there's just no thing. No, there's like a tree concert. Having to find something that was a little easy, and I did not like the tree concert because I felt like it was a waste of time, honestly. I don't know why. It's just my opinion, okay? Not everyone likes it, but okay, yeah, fine. I'll move on. The only real positive was that there was still tutorials, like the whole tutorial. I did not like the tutorials because they tell me what to do, and I want to figure it out on my own. But I guess I haven't played the game, and then so I can't really play them. because if I watch YouTube videos, it's because I'm someone who doesn't read spoiler warnings that much, so you can't really blame me. But yeah, okay, number 4. I could have honestly, for this world, I do like the concept of this world, and it's the missing piece for trying to do a certain thing before a certain thing that I didn't like, because there was a certain place where I didn't like that I wanted to do later, but there was always a thing that wants us to do it in order, which, unlike in like Sticker Star, I didn't have to do it in order, because in like one of my any percent plays where I don't record and I just play for fun in Sticker Star, what I did is I beat the second boss before the first boss, which can you believe you can do that? No, it doesn't matter, but I'll have to, but that does not mean, but it is also, but it wouldn't have mattered because it has a similar problem to a previous world, but it's not as bad, so it can get a bump up because you actually have a way to navigate. So this is world 4, the Great Sea, the Sea Tower. Yeah, the Great Sea, the Sea Tower, and also here it's just a Whispering Woods. Here is Picnic Road and Overlook Mountain. Here is, yeah, I've already mentioned it. This is the Great Sea, all the islands, and the Sea Tower. And I did like this world. I can do have a bunch of positives. Finding the island is pretty fun. And the great thing is I don't have to look for the number 4 warp pipe because we're on a boat and I can just press a button to go back to Toad Town, which is a bit nice, instead of me having to search around all the places. And I like searching the islands. But there is one thing that did drag it down. The trials I did not like because they were a little annoying to deal with, and when I was playing it, I had to look for coins because I found it a little too difficult. And so was the ice environmental because it was a little annoying to deal with, to be honest. It's like too long, but we were out of the environmentals, and I did not like the boss fights. I liked using them against other bosses. For sure. Anyway, I do like this world though, because because the islands are fun. There are different puzzles in the islands and different things. But it isn't really required. You don't even need to go to all of the islands to beat the game or to finish this world. You just need to go to a couple required islands, like get the key. And in order to get a specific thing that would be helpful for, like, probably close to the end. But I did like it that the number 4 warp pipe was actually a little more helpful because you did not have to drive all the way out to the Sea Tower. If you go back to Toad Town, you could just go into the museum. But one thing that doesn't make sense, how do people know if you, use the special warp pipes, how do they know to still wait there? How do they know to just be there? So if I was in Toad Town and they were waiting in Toad Town and I just used a warp pipe, how would the captain know to wait there? Which I think doesn't make sense, but it's not bad. But still, I do like this world. It's not a bad world, and it's just missed it. Also look at the ranking and look at what world number it is. Number 3. At first, I did like this world, and originally, I was honestly going to put that world as number 1. So yes, like I was saying, I was going to originally put that as number 1, or even maybe even the runner-up. But there was only one thing that dragged it up, not 1 tier, but 2 tiers. And the world and I do like it. I do like that's so peaceful. And we got a spoiler on what the main boss in the world was, even if I didn't. Well, you know, because you wouldn't have expected it most likely. And you probably wouldn't pay that much. Yes. But what... and after you beat World 4, and you align all the elementals, you get the light to Shangri Spa, a very peaceful cloud place, and a spa. Where, and also the toad that says to use the warp pipe is so unbelievably unintelligent, because the toad does not know that the warp pipe was blocked and didn't bother unblocking and had to wait for us to do it. Well, that would make sense. Imagine if the toad unblocked it and we accidentally tripped in and actually reached Shangri Spa very early. If that was a thing, I would like to do it, even though I'm not that much familiar with some stuff. Anyway, where am I? What am I talking about? I do like Shangri Spa for sure, yeah. Because it has one of my favourite bosses, but not my big favourite boss, the Scissors, and even the Sumo Bro fight, which was a little interesting to puzzle around, but it did again have my least favourite boss, which is also a little reason it wasn't very lower, it wasn't higher, which is, and also another bad boss, because we were out of the elementals at this point in the game, and they had to think of something to do. They could have done like an air elemental or something, as air is an element, well, not a proper element anyway, I would say. Because it's like the elements that other people do, and like on the periodic table. Anyway, what am I doing? Okay, sorry. Anyway, and why is this only at number 3, you're asking? Because, yeah, I do like running through all the spas, but after, like, one of the spas, Bowser, you have to actually, with Bowser and, well, Kamek, and again, not the name of my channel, don't even think of that. And we had to do it around, and it's funny to see like the mutters about Bowser Jr. But after one, Bowser Jr. goes completely colorless, and we have to go to the Spring of Rainbows. And I did not like like the bit where you have to go and the wind bit, and you have to like get. I did not really have fun with that. But the worst bit of probably the entire game. And I don't know if I'm that extreme with that, because the trials were probably a little worse, but I can't tell. But the worst thing of World 5 is certainly Shy Guys finished last. Yeah, Shy Guys finished last. It was like a worse version of Sniff It or Whiff It from like the other 2 Paper Mario games, which I enjoyed. The reason I hated that, guess why? Because I'm not good at these. I was not good at the puzzles, and you would have expected me to like the bars map, and I was excited to get it at first, but then again I realized it got harder when it steamed up, and I was not good at paying. I didn't pay enough attention. But at least I was able to finish do the race one, but it was a little annoying. But I had to like take a couple of snapshots with the Nintendo Switch thingy. But it took 2 attempts, and to be honest, I had to win the last minigame option, the last minigame available in order to do it. And I haven't even done the sudden death run, which I think I might get around to doing it eventually. And then I won't do it for the channel. I don't do it like on the channel, of course. Yes, I won't do it on the channel, of course, because I'm not good enough at Shy Guys Finish Lots. I can't just record like that much. I mean, I don't do it that much. Anyway, what am I? Yeah, that's why I still like Shangri Spa. Don't get me wrong. I like the Bowser's Castle bit, but the one and the shit. I do not swear. Don't say so. The Scissors boss. And yeah, no swearing in the comments, yeah. That was, yeah, I said S-H-I-Z. And when I slipped up, I was trying to say the Scissors boss. I like the Scissors boss, yeah. And I have to go at least sometimes, and I like that this stepped up. That have made a big step up from the last 2 Paper Mario games of actually having a way to battle the bosses again. Yes, and I like that. So that's why this isn't the best world, but it is closer then. And now let's just go. I'm wasting a lot of time. Let's go to number 2. Alright, you'd have probably expected this to be number one, as on any other ranking I've watched, I would see usually the world like in this thing to be number one, but I found something a little better, and I like the look of something else, and probably because the thing is something else. But once you break all the streamers apart and tear them into pieces and confetti, you'll finally first have to do a mini game to reach World 6 Volcano Peak. Because here was the Shangri Spa, here was Shangri Spa, the island, the Shy Guys for his last thingy. Here was just, well, here is just a volcano, because you watch a cutscene if this is your first time, and it's just origami castle. Yeah, it's not multiple areas you have to explore. That I would have liked that, honestly. Even 2 areas I would have been complacent with. I would have placed this number one. I do like it because King Ollie makes it harder, but the only problem I had when doing this is you only get one fail if you get at least over 100 hearts, because I kept falling into the muncher, into like the munching thing, lose 100 health and have 50 left. But I was still able to do it and reach the King Ollie fight. I really like the King Ollie fight as well. I like the Velimental version of it. It should have just been them messing around with the Velimentals and the circles. That's what I enjoyed about it. Yeah, I haven't fought King Ollie enough, I don't think. And also, let's not forget about the stapler mini boss as well, which I found a little annoying at first. I even tried to do some stuff, but yeah. It is still fun though. I did find it fun. Some of the puzzles in this world. But yeah, it wasn't number one. And now the best world in Paper Mario Origami King is World 2 Shogun Studios, Autumn Mountain, Big Show Theatre, and the Star From, and also the House of Chicken Ninjas. Because this, in order to get here, what you have to do is go on a tram ride, because you can't do it early, because if you notice in Toad Town there's a tram, but you can't go there. And also you actually have to break the streamer and use the tram, because I would have I love this world. Maybe it's because blue's my favorite color. Yeah, that is true, and I like blue. But and it was even true to its colors. You know, it showed its true colors to me. I had fun when we kept losing the Bob-omb, but it was fun trying to find the Bob-omb again. And that we had to go through the annoying Chestnut Valley, which I do not have an enjoyment in Chestnut Valley, but that's not as big. But that's nothing to complain about, though. But another thing that I didn't like, but it was the slidey puzzle. But luckily you could just buy a hint to it, so it wasn't too bad. Because yeah, I do like this world, and even after you beat the Water Elemental mid-boss, which is one of the mini-boss, which is I think the only mini-boss in this world before you reach the big star, which makes this it, and then you have to ride the rapids. And the only thing is I wanted to save this as the last world, but I sadly couldn't, because blue is still my favorite color, and it's even true because it is my favorite world. And I also had trouble solving the Chicken Ninja's house, but thanks to a bit of YouTube and a bit of lovely YouTubers, I was able to get through and get to the part I was the most excited about. We also get to play a part in what I'd like to call a digital play, because it was like a play simulation, because we aren't in it's not a real play, because it's a video game I'm talking about, obviously. And also I don't know why this thing is flipping around. And I do like this. I did like having to go through the play, having to disguise yourself past some enemies, and I liked big show theatre. I had to having to go through all the sections, and I love the rubber band fight. I like destroying the rubber bands a lot. I like the rubber band fights, and I like the blue streamer. I just don't know. I do not know why it had a satisfying taste in my mouth, and that's why that was even. You'll have to watch that video about the last Origami King video to figure out about the rubber bands. Okay, I'm not spoiling or anything. And this, I like Shogun Studios. It is phenomenal. The only other problem, which is the fact that, well, on your first attempt in beating this world, actually, because if you wanted to go back and 100% it, you could. If I'm theorizing this right, because what you could have done is if I would have able to repair the sensor lab, which I still haven't done, because I was to make this video going to have to get all the images, and I think because you'd have needed a commoner pass, but I got the royalty pass. You need the commoner pass in order to get through. And if you'd have, I think what you could just do is get the commoner pass one time, repair the sensor lab, go to like another sensor lab, and just fast travel back to Shogun Studios, and it would have honestly been all fine. But I still like blue, and I love the blue streamer area, and that's why it's the best world in Paper Mario Origami King. Did you agree? Did you disagree? No arguing. Just leave your own opinions and hope your own ranking videos, and I'd like to see what you come up with. And anyway, like, subscribe. I don't want to see a single swear word in my comment section. I do check. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you later.